Alright, is this thing on? Yes, it is. Hey, Kyle here with a very special video. Some of you are probably going to yell and scream at your computer right now because I have this. Yes, it is the real rulebook. The real 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles rulebook. It is the real thing. It is freaking heavy as hell. The reason I actually have this, I've had this for about a week now. Last Saturday, Comics MD got this in, and well, they were letting some of the people who came in sort of looking over real briefly, you know, sort of like, oh yeah, this is cool, in the back. So last week we were discussing the launch party, which is actually tomorrow. Comics MD is running a launch party and I'm hosting. I'm sort of running the thing. So they lent the rulebook to me for a week so I could read over it. And I gotta say, I've just got done reading the magic phase and shooting phase. And I gotta say, this is very cool. I love the concept of the magic phase, to where you roll 2d6 and you add the two dice together, and that's how much dice you get for your power pool. And then you can pull from the power pool for your spells. You know, if you want a real guarantee of if you want to pull dice out because you want this spell to work, you know, you can do that. Just using 4 dice for, you can use up to 6 dice for a small spell that you just want it to work. But yet again, you're using a lot of the power dice, and if you roll 2 6s, it counts as an irresistible force. It doesn't matter what you roll. If you roll 2 dice, 2 dice with 6, or 2 6s, and you immediately, no matter what the spell is, it automatically happens, but you have to roll for a miscast, which kind of makes you want to use less dice and deal, you know, it's like, oh, it didn't work, oh well, kind of thing. And if you have an opponent that doesn't have a wizard, it kind of doesn't work out just as well. But you can use your troops to do the dispel as well. I don't know if that was in 7th edition, but that's just what I'm saying about the 8th edition magic phase. The shooting phase seems just like 40k, but instead you roll 2d6, or no, you roll, I think you roll 1d6, and you add it on to your ballistic skill, and if you get a certain number from the added together, then you hit. But sadly, I haven't read the shooting phase in full depth, so I'm sort of reading over the shooting phase now, and then I can shoot. Then I go over the assault phase, and then I'll read anything else I need to know, like some of the lore books I'm gonna go over and everything, just so I know what to do for the launch party tomorrow. So I got to basically read the book a week early before it came out, because it comes out tomorrow. I think later tomorrow. It doesn't come out like in the morning, it comes out later in the day. But Comics MD is going to have 2 copies on the shelf for sale when the store opens. And I don't know what's going to happen to this copy. It's sort of a little worn. It's sort of loose now from it being opened by all the people who opened it up. It's very loose towards the beginning, but when you get further down, it's a lot thicker. But I gotta say, if you're playing a Warhammer game with this rulebook and you get pissed off at your opponent, just whack them with it, because this is quite literally a weapon. This thing's like so heavy. It's like, it's got to be a good 2 pounds, good 2-3 pounder right here, maybe more, maybe 4 pounds. It's a freaking heavy book. You know, it's 500 pages, only like 50 of it, or somewhere around 50, 60 of the pages are actually the rules. Actually, I think it's about 100. Yeah, it's about page 100, 150. Actually, it still goes on until Goes over terrain, and assaulting a building. About 200 pages. About 150 of the pages are rules. But the rest of the 500, which is 500 pages, they have like Golden Demon entries from the last 5 years, all winning Golden Demon models from the last couple of years. Heavy metal stuff. I'll show you a little ones. This is Chaos Demons. All this goodies. That's the only glimpse that I'm showing you in the book until tomorrow. Then you can go out and buy it and look through it yourself. It's got a whole bunch of good stuff in here. I gotta say, Lizard Men really are in my sights. I like the whole shaman thing. But I don't know what exactly I do, but I like the way the lores are set up. Like the lore of metal is really cool. The lore of fire is cool as well. Stuff like that. I like the lore of metal. Lore of metal is really cool. Stuff like that. But aside from the rulebook, tomorrow starting at about noon, we're going to be having a launch party. I was going to put this video up earlier, but I've been so caught up in painting. I currently have my Rhino pretty much, not my Rhino, but my Razorback pretty much done. I just have to put the gunmetal on it for all the metal parts. And then it's done, and I just have to, then I'll just be painting up all the vehicle bits over the course of, I'll paint as much as I can tonight, and then tomorrow night I'll figure out the rest. But I've been painting up a couple pieces of terrain. I painted up this. This is just a basic little Army Men hill, which I primed and painted up. I didn't paint the underside. That's what the color of the plastic is. But I just painted this up real quick. I got a second one I'm probably going to paint up tonight after I do my Razorback. It's just a real tedious process because you gotta hold it like this and then just go like, get the top, get over the edges, and then get all throughout the crevices, and it's a pain in the ass. But it creates a very nice piece of terrain. I'm going to take them to the launch party tomorrow to use on the 4x4 table. But I got about 3 minutes left. But there's going to be 3 main events. The Iron Builder competition, just build as many models as you can, and the best looking models win, and you get some prizes. I don't know what the prizes are yet. Trial by Fire is to where you use a 4x4 table, 4 turns. First 2 turns you use 7th edition rules, and then the last two turns you use 8th edition rules, and you compare the two. And the person who plays out the rules best and has the best performance wins. This is the Mega Battle Winds of Change is up to 4 people using 500 points. They don't even have to have a hero or lord, they just have to have 1 core choice and anything else they want. And it's 4 turns. You use, for the first 2 you use 7th edition, last 2 turns you use 8th edition, whoever performs best by the judges, or not judges, how you determine the winner is the 4 people, maybe a few additional people, will vote on their favorite player, or the one that they think performed the best. Now, one person cannot vote for themselves, they have to vote for one other person. And there might be a couple other people who were thrown in there just to break ties. And then there will be a prize. Or prizes. We don't know if there's going to be a door prize or, you know, something like that. And and then for the rest of it, it's just playing with the new rules. And it is highly recommended that you bring your own armies. From what I've been told, GW will be sending a couple $100 worth of miniatures for the Iron Builder competition, and maybe some assembled and painted models for some of the people who don't have an army. That's just, I don't know if that's true, but I just heard a couple $100 worth of models. And maybe from the Iron Builder competition we'll spill those models into the games themselves, just so that in case someone comes and doesn't have enough or something like that. But tomorrow from 12 to as late as 7, we will be having a big launch party, a big celebration of 8th edition. So if any of you live in the Maryland area, stop on by. I'll have the address down there in the description box. This is KyleXPie665 signing out. If you have any questions, let me know.